us about how from a SkyStream regional satellite communication provider to various sectors, defense, oil and gas, and other sectors, how it's changing for you, and you know, not just from a company perspective, but also as a satellite professional. How do you see things panning out right now? What is this new context we're facing in the region?
Yeah, thanks, John. Well, it's not a secret today. The industry is not in its best shape. You know, we had better days in the past, and there are some people saying that we have reached the commodity phase of the industry, and there is nothing wrong with that, because this is the natural evolution for most of the industries, if we have the scale in the market. But unfortunately, these days we don't have that. We had witnessed a tremendous growth in the supply in the last years, and this is due to we had witnessed many launches in the satellite in the last 7 to 8 years. Now the satellite themselves, they are different. They are very efficient, and they carry much bigger loads than the past. And also the technology has positioned the industry in a better shape when it comes to bits per hertz conversion ratio. Now all of these are good things, but it has positioned the industry with a huge amount of data or access of capacity to the market, and unfortunately the market did not grow proportionally the same, let's say, rhythm of the supply. And this is also due to two things, major things, which is not a secret. Number one is that we haven't grown in number of application. We're still talking about the same application that we're talking since last 10, 12 years. And also, we are also focusing, we are a bit lazy, I can say. We are still focusing on the same market segments. And we're talking about, we brand them differently, but it's, at the end of the day, it's the same application, it's the same market. So that has caused, you know, a little bit of uncomfortable situation for the industry. But I believe this is going to be a very short term, because today this situation can change, and I think there are some efforts. One of them is Canada. They are coming with some brilliant application, and there are many others in the industry as well. And also I believe that as an industryman, we should involve a new game player to the formula, which is the market. It's not you know, a rocket science to tell that we don't know any potential application available today in the globe. But if we introduce ourselves to the market and we involve the market to be a game, you know, player, I think they're going to be a game changer. And we can do that by sending simple, consistent messages instead of intimidating the market by telling we are satellite. We talk about frequency, we talk about, you know, orbital slot, we talk about specification. At the end of the day, we are nothing except an IP fiber provider. And we have our own cons and we have our pros. And I believe if we successfully do that, the market will impress us with a tremendous amount of application we have never thought of. You know, instead of we're talking about the same market segment, the same application, the market, they know better their challenges, and they will help us to position ourselves in those market segments. So I believe that the future is bright. The future is not bad, but a little bit of more effort from us, it can help. And what is happening in our industry is not, you know, is not unique. You know, let's look at a similar sister industry, which is the GSM operator or the IT industry. They reached the same position that we are today, where we had they have a huge infrastructure, but they cannot grow their revenues, and their EBITDAs and the numbers is going down. But there are companies, smart companies, who are sitting on the top. They did not invest a penny in those massive infrastructure, and they make tremendous amount of money, such as Google, such as WhatsApp, and others. And I believe smart people in our industry, they're gonna come, they're gonna use this massive, efficient, brilliant infrastructure that the industry had, and will have a great success stories in our industry. Thank you.
Is there a danger though that, well, I personally agree with you, but isn't there the danger though that in bringing those smart people, if you will, to the boil, to the top, you perhaps disrupt the industry too much in the sense that, you know, established companies will disappear. That's not necessarily a bad thing in the broad sense, but you can imagine how that would have a major economic repercussion regionally and nationally as well. I mean, how does the industry not manage that disruption, but how does it encourage it while at the same time making sure it benefits from it rather than being like the dinosaur that's wiped out and made extinct?
I believe everything will evolve. I believe you cannot stop innovation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the same as the challenge that our friend, the regulator, are facing. It's difficult to challenge technologies and innovation. And we always react to those challenges. So vice versa, I believe every challenge is positive. Every challenge will help us to evolve. Every challenge will help us to position ourselves in much better situation than what we are. So I think whatever gonna happen to the industry is gonna happen in a positive way.
Okay, thank you. Steve Dwaron, earlier we were talking about, for example, that the distinction between mobile and fixed satellite services is something that's blurring or even disappearing. And I wonder if you could also help the audience understand why that's the case.
Sure, absolutely.